Well, that also goes into another part of your work, though. Just that I want to come back to the Six Sigma work, but I want to ask you about the DISC. How important it is for people to understand personality types of their teammates or their direct reports in order to frame these type of questions? Do you consider that important, or do you think it's just the
I
question?
do. I really do. I think that's, and thank you for bringing that up. So a couple of things I'm going to dispel. The DISC is not really a personality test as much as it is a way to measure your human behavior. So I like to use that term. It's more of a measurement, a behavioral style measurement. So the DISC stands for those 4 elements that we all have in the way our behavior tends to show up. And what the DISC assessment can help a manager do so effectively is understand the communication style of their subordinates very, very quickly. And then the real magic happens not just in understanding those styles, but then in your ability as a leader to modify your style of communication so that it aligns, to their style. So for example, those who are high in the D area tend to not like to go on and on with the things that people who are higher in the I spectrum, which would be more about relating to people, how's your mom, how's your dad, very much more social in their approach to conversation and problem solving. Than the D's are really more about, let's bottom line, okay, give me the bullet points, let's move. They're much more faster paced, and they digest information much more quickly. So a person who's going to go on and on about relationship building before they get to the meat of the matter will frustrate a person who is and that hurts on the listening. So being able to understand the behavioral styles of your team, and then also I would add the motivators. That's another big piece, is the 12 driving forces. When we start to understand the top 4 motivators on a person, you can imagine how powerful that would be as a leader when you really see how a person gets excited about what they do and what gets them out of bed. Now, you're not going to be able to tailor every environment for that for each of your employees. What you can do is tailor your interaction. You can, knowing what motivates them, knowing their behavioral / communication style, you as a leader can now effectively work with them, speak their language, and then create an environment, at least in your interaction with them, that is much more motivating to them. Good. So I think that the DISC to me is a really great, and I hate saying this, but it's a shortcut in a sense, because it could take you years and lots of analysis to truly understand another person at that level. And at work, you don't have time for that. You just don't have time to know people at that level of intimacy. So the DISC and 12 driving forces assessments gives you that data super fast. You learn the language of human behavior. You adapt your communication style. You look to provide as much motivating content, not just content in terms of like speech, but environment, interaction style. With your team, you're going to find that people are really going to be loyal to you because their needs are being met.